welcome back to my channel. I'm Antoaneta, and today's video I'd like to say Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to wish you a very successful 2020, but at the same time a very healthier 2020. Without health we can't achieve anything. So health is the most important thing that I can wish you, and anybody can wish you for 2020, and actually for every year. Why? Because without health we can't achieve anything. We can't be successful. Health is wealth. If you're healthy, you can be wealthy. So my wish for you is have a wonderful, a healthier 2020. I've been asked quite a few times to share my stories, and today I'd like to start 2020 with a video that I can share with you my story, how I succeed abroad. I'm born in Bulgaria, in a lovely, a small town in our Rose Valley, which is one of the prettiest places in Bulgaria, the middle, a very center of Bulgaria. I grew up in a small village as my mom got married to my stepdad, and I grew up in a very pretty small village. I went to the city when I was 13, and since then I've been trying to survive. Why? Why I'm saying surviving? Because when I moved to the city, I have to compare and compete myself with city children, children with a very good education. And don't forget, I grew up in a small village. Yes, we had a brilliant teachers, but obviously you can't compare a school at a small village with a school at the bigger cities. So I have to compete, but because I'm quite ambitious and I always wanted to be a number one at anything, so I managed to compete really well. But because, thanks to my dad, I learned how to save. I learned how to save since I was 5 years old. I've always been saving, always been saving. And my mom and dad always been taking my savings, so I've been always upset. But when I moved to the city, I've been saving. And what I actually did with my savings, instead of traveling and using the bus, I was comparing that every bus ticket will cost me 6 stotinkies, and thus I can, and with this 6 stotinkies I could buy a nice waffle. I really like the sweets, this cake, and I love it. So this is what I was doing. But even that, I haven't just been buying all the sweets. What I did is just been saving, and every few months I'll buy something new for myself, because obviously this was the years back in what I can say 30 years ago, when the jeans were coming out, so I could have a just nice but smart looking clothes, because my mom and dad didn't know what to buy me. At the same times we have to wear a special uniform at school, and I really wanted to save and look, because I was young girl and I wanted to look better and prettier. So but I've always been saving. I learned to save, and thanks to that, these days I actually survive abroad, and I may say that I really had a good life, a successful life, because when I arrived to London in 2000, I only had £500 in my pocket. I didn't know where I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna live, what I'm gonna do, what work I'm gonna do, because I didn't know anybody. I met few people. I can say around 15 people I met in a plane. We were a group of tourists, and all of us wanted to stay in London. All of us, we arrived with tourist visas. So we had visas for 3 months, but we only actually had money and a hotel booked for 1 week. So what we're gonna do after this 1 week? I didn't even know what I'm gonna do. So what I decided to do is mixing with the people in the plane. I created quite a few friendships. Thanks to that, I managed to find my first accommodation, and I had to share accommodation with 3 people. We were 3 ladies sharing one room. for a month. I had £500 and paying for the accommodation £200 for a month. I had to buy obviously food, the most cheap food from Lidl as possible. You have to buy travel cards. I have to buy some. They used to wear like a cards you can call abroad. So I left my daughter, was she only 7 years old, with my parents, and I needed to speak to her at least once a week. Um, and that's it. And in the first month and a half, the £500 are gone. What are you gonna do? When I start asking people around me to help me to find a job, I've been asked to pay £200 to a lady, a Bulgarian lady, so she can find me a job. So I said, what? If I have a £200 in my pocket, I wouldn't actually ask you for help. So what I did instead, I just decided, okay, I won't ask anybody anymore to help me to find a job. I need to do something. And on it was 8th of January. This way, the day is 2nd of January, so this is coming very close. When I always come to this first week of January, I always remember 20 years ago, 19 years ago actually, uh, what was the life for me, and it was really difficult. It was very cold. It was amazingly very cold. And when I decided to look for a job, I went to Wood Green and I decided to go back. My first accommodation was in Walthamstow. I went to Wood Green and by bus 123, and I decided to start visiting every single pub and restaurant I see on the main road so I can ask them for a job. I learned a few sentences. I'm looking for a job. I don't have any experience in England, but I've got experience in Bulgaria and Germany. I don't have references, but I've got few people that they actually can tell you that I'm an honest person. So what I did, I asked quite few people. I went to the first pub, second pub, third pub, and started asking for a job. I visited at least 15 pubs. I went back home exhausted. Around 4 o'clock, my phone rang, and I've been asked, we would like to give you a chance. They told me the name of the pub, but just imagine, I didn't speak English. I only knew few sentences how to look for job. So imagine, guys, I didn't understand the name of the pub. So how are we gonna find out where I have to go to actually to do the work? Oh my God, I had to be there at 7 o'clock. So I decided to start to leave early and to start from the first pub that I visit 1 hour earlier so I can find out which pub actually, which place offered me my first job. And luckily, thanks to God, it was the very first pub I visited. They said, yes, we want to give you a chance. Guys, imagine how I felt. My very first job. It was quite embarrassing because the young lady, she wasn't my age, she told all the guys in the pub that I don't speak English. They have to be very careful and to speak very slowly, which it was really nice. But I felt very humiliated because I said, oh my God, everybody gonna know that I don't speak English. But obviously the name of the alcohols was exactly the same how like I used to work in Germany, and the same very similar to our Bulgarian names, and the same times I learned the numbers 200. I knew the days of the week, the time, and so it was quite, a challenge. And I had a small dictionaries with me. But to be honest, see me today, what I achieve. I've got properties, I've got a cleaning business, I've got property business, I've got a new brand that I established last year, I've got my friends, I've got my house, I've got my nice life. But why I'm sharing this with you? To tell you, follow your dreams. I was no one when I arrived in London 19 years ago, guys. 19 years ago exactly. I was no one. Um, Only £500 in my pocket. But did I give up? Not at all. I just was absolutely determined. I was eager to survive. I was absolutely confident that I actually would do good and well in England. My idea was to get married to English guys so I can create and I can settle a nice life for my daughter. But actually, I had quite few opportunities to get married to English guys. I do live with British person for the last 12 years, but I actually created my own successful life in England, and I'm so proud of this. A lot of people have been asking me to share my life story with them because they found it very inspiring. So why today I wanted to share this with you because I'm sure that you're gonna find this quite inspiring. So you can decide this is 2020. Um, it's actually a new start, not only for a new year, but for a new decade. So if you want to change your lifestyle, if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve in life and you want to change your life, start now. Don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait to get perfect. Just start now, and everything else will slowly, slowly, slowly come to the right place. But please start. Don't hesitate to start. If you need help, if you need advice, please email me or comment down below. Ask me questions. I'll be happy to help because I think I can share a lot with you. I can teach you a lot because I was no one. Just don't forget, I was no one. No one when I arrived in London, and I create my great life. I can afford going on holiday. I can afford going to a restaurant. I can afford going to a cinema. I can afford helping people. I actually look after over 250 cleaners. We've got 20 people management. I've got different businesses, and I'm actually quite happy that I created jobs for Eastern European and English and British people, and I'm really proud of that. So don't forget, I was no one and I create life for myself. So please, guys, don't forget that you can change your life. Change your life now. Don't hesitate to do it right now. If you want to achieve, don't even come there and say, oh, she's been lucky. No, I haven't been lucky. I just work really hard, but I work every Saturday and every Sunday. Till today, yes, I do have fun, obviously, because I want to give my time to my family because I do whatever I do for my family, for my daughter, for everyone around me. Pam, I work hard because I know what I want in life. So don't say he was lucky, she was lucky. No, work hard, and we've got plenty of opportunities in these days, much more than 20 years ago when I arrived in London. So now online, um, the online opportunities are huge, and you can create your life now, your successful life now. Yes, will take time. Don't think that it's going to happen tomorrow, but you need to be patient. Learn to be patient. Patience is key to success. Yes, I'd love to hear from you. Share any opinion, any comments. Let's be positive and stay green and motivated. Till next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.